But this one I'm going to talk about, be a little bit serious for a minute. Um, I'm talking about back to music. Always going to end up being about music when it's this. And one of the biggest things a lot of people don't want to really talk about is the failures. Big time. I'm trying to hope. I'm really trying, hope against hope, not to screw up as much as I did last time when I released my album. One of the things we talk about my failures, number one, overestimating what people say in relations to buying music. Okay, uh, number one, I made a big error thinking that a lot of people buy my music. My first went off the bat. Um, my first went off the bat. Um, though God bless that I ended up making a profit after a year, but it's been a year. I was kind of hoping a little bit quicker than that. But but like I said, God bless. Uh, there's other things I consider failures too. I had the plan was sound. I thought I had this guy who would end up being my merchandiser. I printed out some things, prototype. You can look at my Facebook page. Go under facebook.com/MontyRock, MONTIROCK, and be a friend on the list. And if you guys already are on my friends list, you can actually say, look under the folder, under the photos for merchandise I'm not selling. Yeah. One of the biggest things, to make a long story short, uh, the merchandise was tight. The design was tight. More some, but the financial things was not tight. In fact, um, out of anything that was sold, I'd be out of all that money, I'd be getting less than $2. What? For each merchandise? Yeah, really. Then on top of that, the person that would be my merchandiser would end up being a middleman, and he'd end up copping up more of the cost than me. And I'm like, nah, that's not gonna work. Two was the pricing. There's no way anybody's gonna pay $12 for a mouse pad. I mean, yeah, it's tight. I think I got it over here. Hold on. Around here, but one of these days I'll show you soon about my some of the merchandise I had. I also had a water bottle, metal. I gave that to my girl. I also had a blanket. I gave that to my grandmother because I I thought it would be cool and it's one of a kind. It's not going to be duplicated anywhere. And if it is, then there'd be some issues with my likeness. Um, Another failure of that whole merchandising scandal was the fact that the website looked like crap. It actually looked like crap. I had a decent website through Wix.com, and I originally had it attached to the site. So all I got to do is just go click on it, do whatever. But I look at the site. The site was flipping terrible. And then back to the pricing. I'm gonna be straight up real with you. I don't think anybody's gonna spend $60 on a T-shirt, even though it's one of the highest end qualities. I can't see anybody buying that, especially for an artist that just came out. And I'm gonna be real. A lot of these people, a lot of the artists would go and say, "Oh, I think I could go sell a whole bunch of albums right off the bat, or tracks right off the bat," and think that it's justifiable to release a whole bunch of, even though it's high quality merchandise, but merchandise that's really expensive. And like I said, I don't have much. A lot of people think I'm a baller, but I'm not. And to be honest, if I can't see myself spending that much money on a T-shirt or whatever, I cannot see anybody buying any merchandise from anybody with that much unless they got so much money. Is then they can do it. I won't do it. Uh, my failure from my album. Not the EP that's out. I also have an album from light to dark, a journey into baselands. I did not push it as well as I should have. Um, but then again, I was going through a lot of hell too. Issues with the place I was staying at, uh, trying to trying to go to school, where the school was like so hyper expensive, and to be hyper expensive, uh, and not have enough things to help us out. Uh, and also trying to find a job because even though I love doing music, you gotta get some kind of money going in any way. And anybody who claims themselves to be an artist and refuse to work at 9 to 5 or 8 to 6, whatever, to try to get some extra money in because they think their music is enough, they got another thing coming. And to be perfectly honest, they're in for a rude awakening, for real. So I had figured I would I would tell you guys about the failures, what to do and not to do. Yes, you can read books and stuff, but at the end of the day, I think it'd be better if you hear it from somebody that's actually been through it. Now, mind you, right now I'm trying to figure out a way to go through, try to promote my album more. There's the other failures. Here's the other failures because I'm going to talk about nothing but failures on this one because this is really important to, to let people know and to be real with them. You know, to be real with you, you got to know this. Um, One of the things is also be selective of who you give your music to. You know, if a music plays a certain way, if it goes a certain way, it should be a certain way so the audience can look at it. Because if you think about it, if you play it one way over the radio and then they want to hear it and it actually sounds completely different, they're going to ask questions. You know, the one that they play on radio may be better, or the one that play on the radio may be even worse. But you got to let the audience really focus on, you know, your potential fans focus on the music, how it's meant to be played. Any deviation of that can be detrimental to your own plans to how your music is portrayed. And if your life is your music, that's a big deal. Uh, Another thing is I overestimated the acceptance of certain people in certain genres. Uh, like I said, I'm by myself. I have no crew. I have no PR machine. I have no label. I'm doing this all myself, by myself, for myself and my fam. Uh, keep on saying a lot. I gotta ease off from that. One of the things that I was hoping that I'd get more people to recognize, you know, some of the old cats, you know, old school, listen to this stuff because my stuff's completely different. Because you gotta evolve. A friend of mine mentioned that to bring back bass music. I didn't know it was out, but then again, that's the kind of genre that's really been hitting on the South, and not enough people on the Northwest or wherever, because I can only speak for the Northwest because that's where I'm at, even knows what that is. But in order to bring it to the next level, you have to evolve. So that's what come with the first album was the first stage of the evolution of bass. I still believe that, but it might have ruffled some feathers. I don't know. Uh, some of the songs of the album could have been tighter. I admit to that too. But under the circumstances, uh, I was trying to get some money to go through because I was gonna take my time on it, but I had no money. Trying to, you know, trying to go to school, trying to find a job, and all that stuff. And so what I did, I rushed certain things I shouldn't really do. I should have done a lot better. I could have done a lot better with that. Uh, Well, geez, there's been some things that gone right, but I wanted to focus on that because it let people know that yeah, do all this stuff, but there's a lot of things that go into it, and because I'm trying to work 40 hours a week, try to make at least some decent change and stuff. And so while I'm there, while I talk about that, I want to discuss to you what I'm planning to do with the earnings because a lot of people say, "Oh, you make some money, you're going to, um, spend it on some stupid stuff." But right now, my biggest concern is trying to save money uh, to get equipment so I can perform. I need to perform live. That's where the most of the money is going to come through. And as much as I'd love to go make beats and stuff at home and whatever, I need to perform. Another thing is with that, I'm also like to be a hype man more than sitting back doing beats. So I got to figure out how that's going to come across. I would rather have like a little crew or have somebody spin my tunes where I'll be the actual hype man because I love the stage. I've been the hype man once, a couple of times for somebody. Unfortunately, they didn't have the mutual support for me as I would for them, so I had to bounce. That's the way it goes. Um, our money would be going more towards equipment and then paying off my flipping college bills. $10,000 to go for just a year at school and having issues of how it was taught. I just praise God that I only have to owe 10,000 as opposed to 42 or 44, whatever it is now. So that's what my money's be straight to go for, and I'm still gonna have to work a 40-hour a week job. Uh, you have to keep that real to anybody who's young and think, oh, I can do this. Uh, do it without working part time or whatever and think it's so leech off people. That ain't gonna work. So, well, I guess this is it. I think this is like the most uh, I think downbeat I've done to date. Though I will be honest, there'll be some times where I'll be like absolutely tired from work, whatever, and say some stupid stuff and vent a bit. But this is all part of my music. This all relates to what I do. Because unlike other people, I can't separate it, and I won't separate it because it won't be real. So I'll talk to you later. God bless.